Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following Manchester United over the years, you know that there's been a long list of players who arrived with high expectations, but somehow just couldn't perform at Old Trafford. But what's even more intriguing is when they go on to shine at other clubs. Today, we're going to dive into some famous examples, including Radamel Falcao, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Jadon Sancho, Antony, and more. There's quite a lot of players who didn't quite make it at United, but did well elsewhere. We'll also talk about players like Bruno Fernandes, who thrived at United, and what factors contribute to their success or failure. Let's get started. First, let's remind together some high-profile failures at United. Radamel Falcao, one of the most talked-about signings, Falcao came to Manchester United on loan in 2014 with a huge reputation. At Atletico Madrid and Monaco, he had been a deadly goal scorer, but his time at United was plagued by injuries and inconsistency. Falcao just never seemed to fit into United's system under Louis van Gaal, and his lack of form in front of goal had many fans scratching their heads. After leaving United, Falcao revitalized his career at clubs like Galatasaray and back at Monaco, where he enjoyed a much more productive spell. The pressure of playing for United, combined with the system he was in, didn't suit his style, but in a more relaxed environment, he was able to rediscover his best form. Bastian Schweinsteiger was a legend at Bayern Munich, having won everything there was to win with the German giants. United brought him in 2015 hoping to get the same level of success, but the midfielder's time at Old Trafford didn't go as planned. Injuries took a toll on him, and he never really reached the level that fans expected. Under Louis van Gaal, Schweinsteiger was often sidelined, and the team's tactical setup wasn't ideal for his playing style. After leaving United, he moved to Chicago Fire in MLS, where he was able to enjoy a solid, if not spectacular, end to his career. Again, it's a case of a player who struggled at United but found more success elsewhere, with a different tactical setup and less intense pressure. Morgan Schneiderlin, signed in 2015 from Southampton, Schneiderlin was seen as a key piece in United's midfield overhaul. However, much like Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin failed to adapt. He was often overshadowed by other midfielders and struggled to establish himself in the starting lineup. After his move to Everton, Schneiderlin found more playing time and seemed to be a more effective player in a system that suited his style of play. After a highly successful stint at Borussia Dortmund, Jadon Sancho was signed by Manchester United in 2021 amid great fanfare. However, his time at United has been underwhelming, with inconsistencies in form and struggles to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League. His expected breakthrough has been delayed, and despite flashes of brilliance, Sancho's time at United has been far from the same success he enjoyed in Germany. But, after moving back to Borussia Dortmund in 2024, Sancho has been playing incredibly well, becoming a key player for the team. His performances have been instrumental in Dortmund's journey to the Champions League final, showcasing his talents and proving his worth once again at a familiar club where the system suits his style. Sancho's resurgence at Dortmund is a reminder of how important it is for players to play in the right environment and system. After moving to Chelsea in 2024, Sancho has found a new lease on life. Under Chelsea's tactical setup, he has been able to showcase his flair and creativity. Sancho has been a standout performer, contributing with assists, beautiful goals, and impressive man-of-the-match performances. His revival at Chelsea highlights how crucial a proper system and environment are for a player to succeed. When Manchester United secured Antony from Ajax in 2022, much was expected from the Brazilian winger. He had been a standout performer in the Eredivisie, and his flashy style was seen as the perfect fit for United's attack. But at Old Trafford, Antony has had his share of ups and downs. His inconsistency, inability to provide the final product, and struggles with adaptation led many to question his role in the team. However, after leaving United and moving to Real Betis in 2024, Antony has been playing great football. In his time at Betis, he has been regularly named man of the match and has scored some beautiful goals, regaining his confidence and Ajax in 2020 was expected to bring creativity to Manchester United's midfield. However, his time at Old Trafford has been frustrating, with Van der Beek struggling to secure consistent playing time under multiple managers. His style of play, which was so successful at Ajax, didn't seem to translate into United's tactical system. After a loan move to Girona in 2024, Van der Beek has shown glimpses of his former self. Playing in a system that better suits his passing and vision, Van der Beek has been performing well, contributing to the team's attacking play and regaining his confidence. This move has allowed him to rediscover his form and finally show the talent that made him such a highly rated player at Ajax. Scott McTominay is another player who failed to live up to his potential at Manchester United, despite showing promise early in his career. Initially praised for his work rate and versatility, McTominay struggled with consistency, often looking out of place in the United midfield. His decision-making and technical skills were questioned, and he was frequently sidelined or played in unfamiliar positions. But since moving to Napoli in 2024, McTominay has been playing at a much higher level. The more tactical, disciplined system at Napoli has allowed him to excel. His growth in Italy shows how important it is for players to find a system and environment where they can truly showcase their abilities. Angel Di Maria, time at Manchester United, is another example of a high-profile signing that didn't quite live up to expectations. Signed in 2014 after a hugely successful period at Real Madrid, where he was a key player in their historic 2014 UEFA Champions League victory and had just won the Spanish Super Cup. His move to Old Trafford came after a career-high season, and with that pedigree, expectations were sky-high. Signed for a British record fee at the time, Di Maria arrived with a reputation as one of Europe's top wingers following a stellar spell at Real Madrid. However, his time at Old Trafford was marred by inconsistency, off-field issues, and struggles to adapt to the Premier League's physicality. Despite flashes of brilliance, including a few key assists, Di Maria never found his rhythm under Louis van Gaal's tactical setup. The pressure of his price tag and the weight of expectations seemed to weigh heavily on him, and after just one season, he was sold to Paris Saint-Germain, where he flourished once again, helping PSG dominate French football. Di Maria's experience at United highlights how the right environment, both tactically and mentally, is crucial for a player's success. If you are still watching the video, I would like to humbly ask you to click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you have no idea how much you will help us. You can imagine how difficult it is to start a YouTube channel today, so we appreciate very much your help. Thank you very much in advance for your help. Now, let's switch gears and talk about some players who not only succeeded at Manchester United, but actually became key figures for the club, even when others struggled. Bruno Fernandes, one of the most important players at Manchester United over the last few seasons, Bruno Fernandes was an instant hit after his arrival in 2020. He had been performing at a high level at Sporting CP, and United fans were skeptical about whether that form would translate to the Premier League. Well, it sure did. Bruno's work rate, vision, and knack for scoring goals and providing assists made him the catalyst for United's attack. His ability to adapt quickly to the Premier League and deal with the pressure of playing for a club like Manchester United is a testament to his character and footballing intelligence. Bruno thrives in the spotlight and doesn't let the weight of expectations faze him, something many other players struggle with at United. Cristiano Ronaldo. While it's impossible to talk about United's successful players without mentioning Cristiano Ronaldo, it's worth noting how he made his return to the club after years of success at Real Madrid and Juventus. Ronaldo had a significant impact in his first season back, leading the team in goals. However, his second stint at United ended somewhat controversially, as he left the club while criticizing the club's structure and vision. Ronaldo made it clear that he felt United had not progressed in line with his own ambitions, and this discord ultimately led to his departure. Despite his on-field success, his negative comments about the club raised questions about his relationship with the management and the overall vision at United. Edinson Cavani, another player who proved that it's not always about big names or large transfer fees. Edinson Cavani's time at United might not have been long, but it was incredibly effective. When Cavani joined on a free transfer in 2020, many questioned if he was too old or past his best. However, his professionalism, movement off the ball, and ability to score important goals made him a fan favorite. His time at United proved that experience, hunger, and the right mentality can allow a player to flourish, even in the latter stages of their career. So, why do some players like Falcao, Schweinsteiger, Sancho, Antony, Van der Beek, and McTominay failed to live up to expectations, while others like Bruno Fernandes and Cavani thrived? There are a few factors at play. 1. Pressure and expectations. The history of Manchester United and the expectation to succeed right away can be overwhelming. For players like Falcao, Schweinsteiger, Sancho, Antony, Van der Beek, and McTominay, the pressure might have been too much, especially when they struggled with injuries or adapting to the tactical demands of the team. 2. System fit. Not every player fits into every system. Some players thrive under certain managers and tactics. For example, Bruno Fernandes, who is an attacking midfielder, thrived in a system that allowed him to be the main creative force. Falcao, on the other hand, struggled under Van Gaal's more rigid system. Similarly, Sancho and Antony have struggled to find a system that suits their skill sets at United, but after moving to other clubs or returning to former environments, they've been able to thrive. 3. Mentality and confidence. A player's mentality is huge. Some players can handle the pressure and criticism that comes with being at a club like United, while others falter. Bruno Fernandes is a prime example of someone who thrives under pressure and uses it as fuel, while others may let it affect their confidence. Players like Ronaldo and Cavani also thrive due to their elite mentality and ability to perform under intense scrutiny. 4. Injuries and fitness. Injuries played a huge role in the struggles of players like Falcao, Schweinsteiger, and others. When you come to a club like Manchester United, where there is an intense focus on fitness and availability, being injured or out of form can easily hurt a player's chances. 5. The Glazer family and club structure. Another major factor affecting player performance at United is the ownership and management structure under the Glazer family. For years, fans have criticized the Glazers for prioritizing profits over the long-term success of the club. This has led to frustration from both players and fans. Players who might otherwise have thrived at a club with a more stable and supportive infrastructure can struggle under the weight of discontent surrounding the owners. This disconnect between ownership, management, and fans creates a toxic atmosphere which can negatively impact players' performances and their ability to adjust to the pressure at Old Trafford. The lack of alignment between the Glazers' vision and the fans' desires has created a difficult environment for players to truly succeed. To wrap it up, Manchester United is a massive club with huge expectations, and not every player is able to handle the pressure or adapt to the style of play. For players like Falcao, Schweinsteiger, Sancho, Antony, Van der Beek, and McTominay, it was just a matter of not fitting into the club's structure, while for players like Bruno Fernandes and Edinson Cavani, the pressure only made them better. Success at United requires a combination of skill, mentality, and sometimes, just a little bit of luck in terms of timing, system fit, and having a management structure that truly supports the players. So, what do you think? Do you agree with these observations, or do you have other players in mind who fit this mold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Write down in the comments who you thought was the most disappointing player at United, or someone from the players on this video that was the most frustrating. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow football fans. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.